the economy and what Mr. President said, the shortage of vaccines and what he said. He did say that it was very worrying for him. Then one thing that really got me interested, my interest peaked, his reaction to the freedom of speech and diplomats, and saying that it's so much of an issue in Ghana. I mean, it's so free to speak that even diplomats, so to speak, are poking their noses. Those were not his words, but literally are poking their noses where they do not belong. Immediately, I heard the minority side shouting John Benjamin. Because you remember,
campaign leader.
He was vociferous on social media and in interviews criticizing the former administration. I know some party people on social media went after him, but I did not see any mention of that from an office as high as the president's. What are your reflections on some of these before we take leave of you?
I found it as very worrying. Why am I saying that? Because this is the same president whose government was appealing to diplomatic corps to help the government to deal with the debt servicing with what China and the German ambassador. All right, you have impressed upon them that they should help you, so that they speak to the powers that be, so that they forgive you of your debt or help you to restructure. And then the person also comes out that, yes, right, you need to also fix something, and that this is it. And then Mr. President is not happy. And I have observed Mr. President from that angle, that yes, he always liked praises, right, but criticism, he hardly want to take.
The former Dutch ambassador spoke about Ghana beyond corruption, not just Ghana beyond aid. I think sometime in 2019, he stoked the ire of this administration. There was the recent one from the German ambassador. There was another one, I think, either from whether the Danish ambassador or something. But it appears whenever that comes up, there is a pushback. Is that good for us in the diplomatic space?
It is not. It is not. Because, look, when you need help, you want to get to them. But you don't want them to what? Have a say in the way you run affairs. Now, the very affairs that you have not run well, for which reason you are going to them for remedy, for solution, you are not prepared for them to also comment on. Then why do you go to them in the first place? I think that approach is wrong. It doesn't help anybody. And then, it doesn't make us what? Trustworthy within the eyes of people within the global system who are the movers and shakers of the system. I think that my advice to Mr. President is that he should reflect on these things, and that always he is not going to get all the praises all the time. Criticisms will come, but he must get the courage to be able to accept them in good faith. That is governance. Governance is not all rosy all the time. There are difficulties, but when the difficulties come, you need to take them in your strides and move on.